Welcome to the homecoming version of the weekly rundown. This week, homecoming for the Greenbacks. No basketball games on Tuesday, but it was a busy week getting prepped for Friday and all the festivities that would go along with it. The theme this week, 50s Diner. And it was fun to see all the outfits and costumes throughout the week. And then Friday, the big assembly to lead up to the ball games against Nickerson. And the assembly, it proved to be a fun one. Carrie Eastis, my wife, and Raina Bolin, in charge of Pep Club, did a great job all week. Great decorations and a fun theme on Friday. It started off with the cheer squad to get things going, and the yell leaders and their lip singing did not disappoint. Had some flip cup to follow that, but not your normal flip cup. This was with dumpsters. That was a fun one to watch. And then a good old-fashioned dance-off. There were 6 clubs, I believe, that all participated in the dance-off. You had National Honor Society had to put a skit together. FFA put a skit together. Girls wrestling, they did a great job. Boys wrestling, they had a dueling dance-off where Wyatt Lovell showing off what I think may have been the best dance moves of the day. And then basketball teams were up next. Girls basketball, led by Coach Hildebrand and Coach Eisenhower, rocking the air guitars, but it would be the boys basketball team under Coach Batten that would take home the dance-off trophy. Now, it was voted on by the crowd, but nonetheless, picking up their first win of the day. We had Brandon Wade's choir put on a great performance to keep the mood going. And then we got to the homecoming court. For the freshman attendance, Cambridge Rector and Max Timish. Sophomore attendance, Gabriela Cervantes and Rodrigo Garcia. Your junior attendance were Miranda Webb and Josiah Schmidt. And your senior homecoming court was Kendra Estes and Blake Windsor, Ryan Eastis and Hudson Rector, and Tess Clarkson and Jack Barker. And congratulations to Tess Clarkson and Jack Barker. They were your 2025 Winter Homecoming King and Queen. And that would lead us right into basketball action then later in the evening. It started with the girls on the court. Nickerson was coming to town. It was a high-scoring game for the Greenbacks, scored 74 points in that ball game, their highest-scoring game of the season, only 8 points shy of the school record. 1979-80 season, 82 points was the single-game record in a girls' basketball game. Tebow and Hughes had big nights on the night for the Greenbacks. Quinn Tebow with 26 points, 10 rebounds, and Hope Hughes 25 points in a close second. Kate Jackson also with 11 points. Quinn Tebow would be our State Farm player of the game, and we talked with Coach Hildebrand post-game about that night that Tebow and Hughes had.
Yeah, and so we've really, worked on our posts, coming into this game knowing – a lot of times we don't have the size advantage, and it's tough to get some inside points sometimes. And we talked about, getting physical, getting strong, with Quinn being athletic. She has a great little pull-up, and then I was like, you need to get in there and be physical and get to the basket, and so we saw, glimpses of that. And so when you do that, then it opens up the outside too. So like you said, when they're both doing that, it's an inside-outside type of game, and they just kind of feed off each other there. Yeah. So when you have both, it makes it a lot easier. Like I said, if they focus on one, you got the other. And now they did try to take out Hope a little bit with the boxing one. So they didn't, she didn't get any open really three-point looks, in that second half. But she was able to catch the ball and still attack, and when you're in a boxing one, sometimes, when that one even attacks, sometimes that helps not quite ready for it, especially. And then, like you said, when you got Quinn right there, then, they're thinking, I got to stop this inside person. So Hope did a good job of at least kind of attacking and getting to the basket and little pull-ups and little mid-range there.
Next up, after picking up the dance-off win, looking to pick up one more win in the evening against the Panthers, the boys would come out. It would be an 8-point game at the halftime mark, and then second half, they really turned it on. Outscored the Panthers 35-18 in that second half, led by Arlie Morrell, had 19 points and 12 rebounds, really in only about one half of play. Got into a little bit of foul trouble in the third quarter, didn't play much there, and didn't play any in the fourth, just with the lead that the Greenbacks had. Caleb Strong also filling up the stat sheet, had 12 points, 4 assists, 6 steals, and 6 rebounds. Landon DeMuth had a big night for the Greenbacks off the bench. Came in, scored 8 points in only 14 minutes. and Coach Batten just talks about how good he's coming along every time we talk with him post-game. When we talked to Coach Batten post-game, just kind of asked him about the fun of picking up a win on homecoming week to put a nice bow on things to wrap up the week.
You know, it was a good week, and, anytime you can get a win at homecoming, everybody remembers that, and, they can all go to the dance tomorrow and have fun and enjoy that part of it and don't have to have the loss hanging over their head. So, I think that's always important, and overall, just a fun week for the kids and a job well done by our pep club, and good week to be a Greenback.
All right, now joined with head coach Miller, going to give us a recap. Last week, Coach, looked like you guys had a good week as a team and individuals last week in Wichita South. Give us the rundown.
Yeah, so we had a good overall tournament. One of the tournaments that we haven't been to last year is our first year here this year, and we had a good turnout. And I think there's a few that are finally, bearing some fruit after putting in a hard season, and I'm just glad for a lot of them that have put in a lot of hard work, and they're finding success at the end.
Now, you guys took away the team title and then also had quite a few on the podium as well.
Yeah, we took home a team title, which is awesome. We finally had almost a full roster. We were missing Graceland Hembry still from sickness, and so we're still a little banged up, but hopefully this week we can have a full roster going into league.
Now, if I put you on the spot for the medalists, are you going to be able to run down them? You got a cheat sheet. I don't blame you.
There we go. Yeah, so we had Wendy Candia got first, Taylor Creddick first, Jade Baker first, Miranda Webb second, Briley Richardson second, Jaden Ruddick second, and Gabby Cervantes third.
And then, as you were saying last week, your schedule a little bit different than the boys' schedules. You don't get the week off that they get this week. You head right into league action this week.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different for girls. We cap off our regular season this week with league, and then we go right into regionals, and then we have a week off. So it's kind of hard to, hit it hard, and then you got a week to kind of gather yourself and then see what you need to work on right before the state tournament.
Going back to that Wichita tournament, any outstanding performances or anybody who had to come up through the backside and really turned around their day?
Yeah, I think a lot of our upperclassmen, Wendy had a great tournament, pinned her way through the tournament, and Jade Baker had a fantastic tournament. She's finally finding some success at the end after putting in a lot of hard work. Taylor Creddick pinned her way through it, and we just had a lot of great performances overall of just working hard and getting in positions that we've worked through and finally finding some success with our technique.
All right, Coach. Well, congrats on last week and good luck at league. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks.
All right, that's Coach Miller. All right, now joined with head coach Brown. Coach, you guys look like you had a good week last week in Andover. Recap that for us, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah, Andover was a great weekend. We brought the whole team back together after splitting for the last 3 weeks. And it was really nice to see everybody, the camaraderie between the kids, and we looked the best we've looked all year. So it was really nice to see everybody come together, work hard, and have some success that a lot of these kids deserve.
Now, how many teams ended up being in that tournament?
It ended up being 16 teams. So normally it's about a 12-team tournament. This year there were 16. We ended up taking fourth, losing to Bishop Carroll in that third place spot by about 6.5 points. But that was helped because everybody contributed. I mean, every single kid had at least one win. Actually, everybody had 2 wins. So the fact that everybody on our team showed up, had 2 or more wins was awesome.
I was talking with some of the parents over the weekend, and they said everybody looked good as a whole. Run down some of those results from some of your placers.
Yeah, everybody did really well. We had 1 7th, 2 5ths. Alex Chavez and Xavier Garcia Pedroza both took third. And then we had 3 individual champions with Raul Perez, Tay Wilson, and Blake Windsor. Blake ended up pinning the number 5 all-class kid in the finals. Tay Techfald, his finals opponent, and Raul was able to avenge a loss from Dodge City tournament. So
a good week I was just saying to you a little bit ago, a good week to kind of head you into this week where you get to take a breath and recover a little bit before you head into the meat of your season.
Absolutely. The last 2 weeks, everybody's been sick. I mean, every single team you've talked to, the high school, the elementary school, the PAC building, everybody's been dealing with sickness. And so our team wasn't any different. We had kids sick for most of the week, kids coming into the weekend, finally starting to feel better, and having about 10 days off going into league will be really nice to get healthy and everybody recovered from any nicks and dings that we have.
Now, since you guys don't have anything going on this weekend, probably won't talk to you next week, so give us a look ahead for 2 weeks. Where's league at for you guys?
League's at Heston this year.
Okay.
So, yep, we'll have this weekend off and then Heston on Thursday.
And then are you guys defending a league title at that meet?
Yep, we're 2-time back-to-back champs at the CKL League, so we're going for our 3rd straight. And we have a good shot to do it as long as everybody shows up. And if we wrestle the way that I know we can, then it should be a good time to be a Greenback.
All right. Well, good luck at league, Coach.
Cool. Thank
All
you
right.
very much. Appreciate it, guys.
With the boys wrestling off this week, good luck to the Lady Greenbacks. They've got league action, as Coach Miller just mentioned. Also want to give an update on Pratt High Scholars Bowl. They were the 2025 CKL champs this year, picked that up last week, and this is the 4th year in a row that they are the CKL champs. So congratulations to them. A couple other things to touch on this week as well. Greenbacks made a big announcement last week on their Facebook page about the upcoming ball game on February 14th. Caught up with Athletic Director David Swank to tell us more about that. Ready to go. All right, this week, this is new. I promise I won't do this every week to you, Dave, but joined by Athletic Director David Swank. Big news to announce coming up for the Greenbacks.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're going old school. We're going to play a game Friday, February 14th against Larned over in the Frog Dome. And we're super excited. It's the first game since 2007, 2008. We're going to pack it out and have a lot of fun.
Now, for guys who played in that gym, grew up in that gym, I can't tell you how excited it is to be what I call myself now an old timer of Greenback fandom. But did you coach in that gym when you were coach here at Pratt High?
No, I actually started right after the first year after that. I played in that gym.
Okay.
But I didn't play for the Greenbacks. I actually played for the Hoisted Cardinals. In a freshman game, so don't hold that against me. But I'm well familiar with that gym. So
any details to it? I know it's going to be expected to be a packed house. You've got tickets available for pre-sale if they're still available.
Right, we're pretty excited. We're going to have our varsity girls at 6, varsity boys to follow. The doors are going to open at 5 p.m. And so if you want a seat, man, I'd expect you to get there early. The girls are going to have a packed house. One thing I do want to notice, we do have a fundraiser going on. So we have a few reserved seats available. It's a fundraiser for the PAC landscaping. We're trying to dig a well and do some things over there. Those are $50. So it really is a fundraiser, $50. You'll get a reserved seat right behind the score table or maybe a little bit to the west of the score table. And that way you can show up at 7, 7:30 or 8. But should be a fun night, a lot of Greenbacks. One thing I would like to add is the amount of interest we've had in this game has been incredible. I've got a lot of texts, a lot of phone calls. So I think you're going to see a lot of people. You know, you call yourself an old timer. I'm talking the true old timers. I think are going to turn out for this thing. So
back to those tickets. If anybody wants to purchase those, go to Greenback Athletics on Facebook. Or what's the best way to do that?
The information's on the Facebook page, but come to the office. Either call Denise Loganville in the office or stop by the school office between 8 and 3:30. First come, first served. We are going to cut off tickets next Tuesday on, I think it's the 11th, so we can get organized, but got the next week, so take advantage. Support the PAC fundraising and join the celebration on Friday, February the 14th.
Thanks, Dave. That's one you don't want to miss. That ball game in the Frog Dome is going to be one that you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be loud, and it's going to be fun to see the Frog Dome back in action and relive its glorious days. One other shout out before we close out the weekly rundown. I always like to keep my eye out on what the athletes are doing, any fans out there, just things going on in Greenback Nation. And this one caught my eye. Keisha hands out a fan of the season each season, whether it's fall season, winter season, spring season. This winter season, they named their 4 fans of the season, and our great Bill Ray was named as Keisha's fan of the winter season, one of 4 from around the state. So congratulations to Bill Ray. He does so much for Pratt High and all of our athletes. As a parent, I couldn't appreciate it more, and I know all the parents throughout the years have the same feeling. So congratulations, Bill Ray, on that honor. So well-deserved, and thank you for all that you do. And that's going to do it for your weekly Greenback Rundown. Tune in next week for more Greenback news.